The contents have it. In Clause 4, Amendment 10, Lord Moyle.
My Lords, I have to start with a slightly unprofessional confession, which is that I accepted the Bill team's suggestion as to how my amendments might be grouped after I'd grouped them rather differently. And the result is that I'm not entirely clear, I'm afraid, why some of these groupings are quite as they are. And as my noble friend the Minister has said, it would perhaps have been better if my original idea of having 9, 10 and 11 together would have allowed him to give a single response on Wikipedia, because amendments number 10 and 11 in this group do relate to Wikipedia and to services like it. And I'm going to, I hope, relieve the House, cause the House some relief by saying that I don't intend to repeat the remarks made in debate on the previous group. But the extent to which my noble friend wishes to amplify his comments in response to the previous group is entirely, of course, a matter for him, since he said he was reserving matter that he would like to bring forward, but didn't do so commenting on the previous group. So if I don't speak further on Amendments 10 and 11, it's not because I'm not interested in what my noble friend the Minister might still have to say on the topic of Wikipedia. Could I turn then to, if I may, to keep this fairly brief, to Amendment 26. Amendment 26 is about age verification. We are all united, I think we've all agreed in the Chamber that we're united in wanting to see children kept safe. And if we look at page 10, clause 11, we see in clause 11 a subclause 3, subsection 3, which states that there will be a duty to prevent children of any age from encountering, prevent them from encountering. That is extremely strong. We do not prevent children from encountering the possibility of buying cigarettes. We do not prevent children from encountering the possibility of being injured crossing the road. But we are to prevent children from those encounters. And it is strongly urged, it is given as an example, but it is clearly strongly urged in the clause that age verification will be required for that purpose. Now, age verification, of course, only works if it applies to everybody. One doesn't just ask the children to prove their age, one has to ask everybody online to prove their age, because unlike a pub, they can't see my grey hair when I go to the bar. And so this extends to the entire population that they're going to have to almost certainly do that. Whereas in subclause B, we have an obligation to protect, and clearly the government intends a difference between prevent and protect, or it wouldn't have used two different verbs. So one of the things I'd like to hear my noble friend say is to explain what he means by this distinction between prevent and protect. My amendment would remove this subclause 3 completely, but it is essentially a probing amendment, because what I want to hear, apart from how the government interprets the difference between prevent and protect, what I want to hear from them is how is it that they expect this duty to be carried out without having astonishingly annoying and deterring features built into every user to use a platform and website, so that every time one goes on to Wikipedia, in addition to dealing with the GDPR and the accepting the cookies and all the other nonsense that we have to go through quite pointlessly, we then have to sort of provide age verification of some sort, and what mechanism might that be, I don't know. I'm sure there are many mechanisms that might be available for age verification. I don't wish to get into a technical discussion about what particular techniques might be used, because I accept there'll be a range and they will respond and adapt in the light of demand and technological advance. But what it is that my noble friend expects, and how wide he thinks this obligation is going to be. Is it in fact going to be on the entire population, as I suspect? So focusing on that amendment and leaving the others for my noble friend, the Minister, to respond to as he sees fit, And raising those questions, I think the House would really like to know how the government imagines this is going to work.
Proposed, page 4, line 8, at end insert the words as printed on the Marshal's list.